Okay, let's unpack this. Think about the infrastructure. The stuff we rely on every single day.
Bridges, clean water from the tap.
Exactly. The seamless connection you have right now to the digital world. Technology really defines modern life.
It absolutely does. But for engineers and geoscientists, technology isn't just a set of tools.
Right.
It's more fundamental. It's the practical, tangible expression of scientific knowledge.
That's the core difference we're digging into today, isn't it? We're not talking abstract theory here.
No, not at all.
Right.
Our deep dive is focused squarely on understanding the professional imperative. How do we translate scientific ideas into, well, real-world applications?
Applications that aren't just effective, but are also safe, sustainable, and crucially serve the public interest.
Precisely. It's the foundational knowledge professionals absolutely must master to practice legally and ethically.
So our mission today is to really zoom in on that point, where the theoretical, meets the practical. We've synthesized key material that defines this professional practice. We'll look at the huge economic and ethical dimensions of applying new technology.
And we'll really hammer home the necessity of accountability and lifelong learning in these fields. It's non-negotiable.
Definitely. And speaking of that foundational knowledge, if you find this kind of comprehensive analysis valuable.
The sort of core understanding you need to succeed in your career.
Yes, especially if you're preparing for professional certification exams where this material is absolutely tested. Make sure you subscribe now.
We deliver these deep dives directly to you, designed to help you master this essential knowledge.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. How do we actually define technology application in engineering and geoscience?
Well, the simplest way to put it is, these are applied sciences.
Applied sciences.
Yeah. That application is the distinguishing feature of the professional designation itself. An engineer takes principles, physics, chemistry, math, and applies them.
To design solutions, right, like a machine or a system or a bridge.
Exactly. Whereas the geoscientists, they apply earth sciences. They're evaluating resources, managing environmental challenges, maybe mitigating natural hazards like landslides or earthquakes.
So it's always about converting that theoretical knowledge into some kind of outcome that meets a public need.
That's the goal. And it's not just a sudden flash of inspiration like in the movies.
Right, not usually.
It's a disciplined, regulated process. There's actually a pretty clear four-step cycle that professionals tend to follow almost every time they apply technology.
Okay, what does that look like?
Well, step one is identifying a genuine need or problem in society. Let's say a community needs a reliable source of drinking water.
A pretty common scenario.
Very. Step two is developing the technical solution. This is the complex bit design, maybe advanced computational modeling, lots of rigorous testing.
Getting the blueprints right, essentially.
And making sure the science works in practice. Then step three is implementation, actually building it, putting that system or product or process into operation.
We often focus on those first three steps, don't we? The design, the build, that's the exciting part sometimes.
It is exciting, but step four is where the real long-term accountability kicks in.
Which is?
Monitoring and maintaining performance, making sure it continues to be safe, reliable, efficient, long after the ribbon-cutting ceremony.
Okay, so it's not build and forget.
Absolutely not. And what's critical here, really critical, is that professional judgment, regulatory compliance, and ethical principles are woven into every single one of those four stages.
Not just tacked on at the end.
No, you can't wait until step four to realize you've missed something crucial ethically or technically.
Yeah.
It has to be integrated from the start.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. When we apply technology responsibly, we're not just, building structures or systems. We're building value.
Yes, fundamentally building value. And typically across three different fronts: economic growth, quality of life, and long-term sustainability.
Let's take the economic drivers first. How does applied technology fuel the economy?
Well, in so many ways. It radically improves productivity. Think construction, energy, manufacturing, mining, automation, new processes.
It makes things faster, cheaper, maybe safer.
Often all three. And technological innovation doesn't just improve existing industries, it creates entirely new markets, new services. That enhances our global competitiveness.
And you see that synergy between engineering and geoscience playing out here, too.
Definitely. Take a major resource project, like a mine. The engineer might design the sophisticated automation, maybe AI systems, to streamline operations, making them way more efficient.
Okay.
But years before that shovel even hits the ground, The geoscientists used advanced tech remote sensing, complex geological modeling to figure out where that valuable mineral deposit actually is.
And if it's even viable to extract safely and economically.
Exactly. Assessing the risks, confirming the viability,
Yeah.
that kind of coordinated effort, that's how true economic value and resilience are built. It's not just one profession.
Right. Beyond the dollars and cents, though, there's the quality of life impact, which is huge.
Undeniable. Technology provides that essential, often invisible infrastructure. The solid roads you drive on, the safe bridges, the clean water systems.
Things we take for granted until they fail.
Precisely. And it also includes critical innovations like biomedical devices that save lives, sophisticated environmental monitoring systems, and of course, the vast digital networks connecting everyone globally.
And the third pillar you mentioned was sustainability.
Yes, and this is increasingly central, applying technology with a long-term view, meeting our current needs without, messing things up for future generations.
That sounds like a constant balancing act, a really tough one sometimes.
It absolutely is. You're constantly balancing economic feasibility against real, verifiable social benefit and, crucially, environmental responsibility, all at the same time.
Can you give some examples of where professionals are leading on that?
Sure. Think about large-scale renewable energy systems, wind farms, solar installations, hydro dams. That's engineers and geoscientists working together. Or pioneering advanced wastewater treatment technologies to protect ecosystems, developing carbon capture systems, or complex environmental remediation projects to clean up past mistakes. These are direct technological applications responding to, frankly, an urgent global need for sustainability.
So we've established this incredible value technology creates economic, social, environmental. But that kind of power needs some serious guardrails, right?
Absolutely. Which brings us to the ethical mandates. This is the crucial professional obligation that holds it all together.
How so?
Well, technology application at its heart is about problem solving, but it has to be guided by an ethical contract with the public. It demands intense innovation, sure, and creativity.
Like using advanced computer models.
Exactly, like civil engineers using complex computational modeling to predict how a structure will perform under extreme weather, specifically to mitigate risk to the public.
And these big, complex challenges are never solved by just one person or even one discipline, are they?
Almost never. Building a modern hydroelectric dam or designing a city's new water system or even developing complex software, it's inherently a team sport. Interdisciplinary synergy is key.
So that dam example you mentioned earlier.
Right, look at that hydro dam. You need geological expertise to confirm the site stability, understand the rock and soil properties.
Makes sense. Can't build on shaky ground.
Literally. Then you need civil and structural engineers for the dam's core design, ensuring its safety under immense pressure. And then you need electrical engineers for the power generation turbines and connecting it all to the grid.
Wow.
That collaboration, that functional synergy across multiple disciplines, that's a core defining feature of modern professional practice.
Okay, let's drill down into the ethical core then. The power to design and build our society comes with massive responsibility. We talk about safety protecting life and property. That seems paramount.
It is paramount. Public safety is always the top priority. But the ethical considerations go broader than that.
Like what?
We have to consider equity. Are the benefits of this new technology shared fairly? Or does it accidentally create or worsen inequalities? Is access fair?
That's a big one. What else?
Transparency is vital. Professionals have an obligation to be honest about the limitations of a technology, any potential side effects or inherent hazards. You simply cannot oversell the safety or performance of a design to a client or the public.
And the flip side of that, the consequences when things go wrong.
They can be immense. Negligence, professional misconduct, or just plain misuse of technology can lead to catastrophic failures, environmental disasters, economic collapse, or, tragically, loss of human life. The stakes really couldn't be higher.
Which I guess explains why professional licensing is so strict in Canada.
Precisely. Those licensing laws exist to mandate that all technology application adheres to accepted codes and standards, both national and international. They ensure risks are properly evaluated, managed, and mitigated before the public is exposed.
You mentioned standards earlier, like ISO.
Yes, things like ISO 9001, which focuses on quality management systems, and ISO 14001 for environmental management. They aren't just optional paperwork. They're part of the accountability structure that helps maintain public trust in the professions.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit to the cutting edge. Technology isn't exactly standing still, is it?
Far from it. The digital transformation AI, Machine learning, the Internet of Things, IoT, it's radically reshaping how professionals work across the board.
How is that playing out in practice?
Well, it's forcing professionals into a mode of constant learning. Lifelong learning isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's a survival requirement.
Give me an example.
Think about smart infrastructure. Bridges or buildings embedded with IoT sensors, these tiny devices can literally report back on their own structural health in real time to the engineers.
Oh, wow, okay.
But managing and interpreting that fire hose of data requires a whole new set of skills. Data analysis, predictive analytics. It's being used to improve safety in fields like transportation, mining, energy. Geospatial modeling using GIS and satellite data is now absolutely essential for disaster preparedness and response planning.
And professionals are also right at the heart of designing the actual infrastructure for the clean economy transition.
Absolutely central. They're driving fundamental changes, developing new, maybe carbon-neutral construction materials, optimizing advanced waste management systems to create circular economies, and of course, rapidly scaling up wind, solar, and other renewable energy infrastructure.
But with all this incredible progress, we have to talk about the other side of the coin, the unintended consequences.
Yes, the new risks that always seem to emerge alongside progress. It's unavoidable.
We seem to be getting better at mitigating physical risks, maybe, but are we just creating massive new digital risks?
That's a critical tension right now. We often talk about mitigating risk, but sometimes risk is only transferred or transformed, not truly eliminated.
How do you mean?
Well, when we automate a critical control system, say, for a power grid or a water treatment plant, we might reduce the physical risk of a mechanical failure or human error.
It sounds good.
It is good, but we simultaneously introduce or amplify the digital risk of a cybersecurity vulnerability. If that smart water system or an automated traffic grid gets hacked, the consequences could be immediate, widespread, and devastating.
That creates a real conflict, doesn't it, between the pressure to innovate and deploy quickly and the need for slow, painstaking, rigorous security testing.
It's probably the modern professional's greatest challenge. Balancing that speed of innovation with thorough risk assessment and management. Preventing harm, especially unseen digital harm, or maybe subtle long-term environmental degradation from new industrial processes, that's become just as critical as achieving the initial technical success.
And we can't forget the human element in all this tech talk. Ultimately, technology has to serve people.
Absolutely correct. That's easily forgotten sometimes in the excitement of the tech itself. When professionals design any solution, they must integrate human factors.
Meaning?
Ergonomics, is it easy and safe to use? Usability, can people actually figure it out and use it effectively? And even cultural impact, how does this technology fit within the community it's meant to serve?
So a technically brilliant solution is kind of useless if people can't or just won't use it.
Exactly. We have to ensure solutions are inclusive, accessible, and actually meet the human need, not just the technical specification.
Okay, to really bring this powerful connection between theory, application, ethics, and impact home, maybe let's look at a few concrete Canadian examples.
Great idea. The Sudbury Neutrino Observatory, SNO, is an incredible one. It's a world-leading physics experiment deep underground.
Right, looking for tiny particles.
Tiny, elusive particles. To build that massive, ultra-clean, highly pressurized detector chamber 2 kilometers underground, that required amazing cross-disciplinary work. Geoscientists had to find the perfect, stable rock formation to shield it from cosmic radiation.
While engineers had to figure out how to excavate that cavern safely, build the structure, keep it incredibly sterile, handle the pressure.
Precisely. A phenomenal feat of both engineering and geoscience application for pure scientific discovery.
What's another one?
Well, there's the CANDU nuclear reactor technology, developed right here in Canada. It showcases large-scale, safe, and efficient technology development.
Applying advanced nuclear physics.
Yes, applying those principles to provide reliable power for millions, notably using natural uranium, which was a unique Canadian innovation at the time, a major technological footprint.
Okay, one more. Maybe something more Earth-focused.
My personal favorite, remote sensing in the Arctic. Canadian geoscientists are world leaders here. They're directly applying satellite imagery, radar, GIS mapping technologies.
To monitor what's happening up there.
Exactly. To monitor critical systems, permafrost thaw, glacier retreat, sea ice changes, even tracking resources. This allows us to understand and manage the really profound impacts of climate change in the North almost in real time.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Those three examples are completely different. Particle physics, power generation, climate monitoring.
Totally different fields.
But they all show that the ultimate purpose, the ethical purpose of applying technology in these professions is always, fundamentally, to serve the public interest.
Yes. Upholding the trust placed in the professions by creating tangible, measurable societal benefits, whether that's knowledge, energy, or environmental understanding.
So let's try to synthesize what we've covered. The
Yep.
big picture is technology application isn't just part of the job for engineers and geoscientists. It's the absolute core of the profession.
It is the core, and it demands rigorous ethical judgment, a commitment to continuous lifelong learning, and an unwavering focus on safety, sustainability, and societal benefit in everything they do.
Okay, final thought time. Where is this all heading?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the pace of technological change, especially AI and automation, is just accelerating wildly.
Yeah, feels exponential sometimes.
It really does. Which leads me to think, the most critical professional skill moving forward might not be purely the technical execution, the how-to.
What then?
I think it will be the mastery of risk assessment, particularly for these new, complex, often opaque systems. And, even more importantly, the sophisticated ethical decision-making required to integrate these incredibly powerful tools responsibly.
So the judgment calls are only getting harder, not easier, with more powerful tech.
I believe so. Knowing whether and how to deploy something becomes as important, maybe more important than knowing how to build it in the first place.
That definitely raises a huge question for you, the listener. If technology keeps developing faster than our regulations, or maybe even our societal understanding can keep up, where does the burden of that ethical responsibility really lie in your specific field or practice?
Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over. We really encourage you to keep exploring these critical issues.
Please do.
And if you found this deep dive useful for mastering the essential knowledge required for professional practice, and for really understanding the high stakes involved in technology application.
Which is crucial for your career.
Absolutely. Then make sure you subscribe now. Gaining this comprehensive understanding of professional roles, responsibilities, and ethics is absolutely crucial to be successful on the NPPE exam.